Oh, no screeching this time. How bizarre. There it is.
When you put chips on a sandwich, you forget how good it is.
Ugh.
Different strokes for different folks. Simple as.
To try that, but whenever I have chips, I don't have a sandwich, and whenever I have a sandwich, I don't have chips.
I have pickled flavored potato chips on my burger.
Nice.
Instead of pickles, you have pickled chips.
Oh no, I have pickled chips and pickled chips. To quote a blonde person supposedly from Kentucky, I believe, you get the best of both worlds. I don't remember what state she's actually supposed to be from. I just think that's it.
I don't know what state that character's supposed to be from either. I don't particularly care either.
How the hell did that go? You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
No more, because of possibility of VOD mute. Do not want.
Okay. Man, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Is Smith actually here, by the way? Because he's still muted.
Yes.
Ah.
Well, shall we get started right away since we're running a fair bit late?
Are we really, though?
I mean, everybody got here relatively early comparatively, although, meh, I don't know.
Introduce yourselves.
Alright. Hello, everybody. I'm Albert Hunter. I just had ice cream. Woo. Next.
Hey, everybody. I am the Danny Boops. I do the streams. I play the D&Ds. I do the crochet. I'm boring, but people seem to like me, so woohoo!
Oh god, that's me. I'm used to having fails like it before me. I am Mathosia. I exist.
Hey, I'm Al. I guess I also exist. I hope I exist. Do I exist?
Have you checked recently?
No, I haven't. Because sometimes the answer scares me.
That's entirely fair. Alright then. Oh no. Secondary burger, you sit over here for now. Because there's always a secondary burger.
Dang it, I want burgers now.
Well, you can acquire a burger at your own leisure.
No, not in lockdown.
Yeah,
You can cook your own burger.
That's
what we did.
lazy.
Yeah, but the thing about certain foods is like you don't want to make them. You want someone else to make them for you.
I love cooking my own burgers. I get to make them however I want to. I get to put stuff in them.
Yeah, but then you have to make it.
I don't see that as a problem. I'm not lazy.
That's a nice dream.
Alright. Everyone good to go, though?
Yeah.
Yee.
I'm waiting on 2 more yees.
Yes. Present. Hi, hello.
Alright, then.
Yeah.
Okay, then. And hello, everyone. I am Ash, the DM for this group. Hoping to have another decent session, even if I personally do not feel at 100% tonight. We will soldier onwards. And maybe I will stop forgetting what time the session starts at, because I am a dumb, dumb man. Either way, though. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Welcome, dear abnormals and listeners alike. It is I, your most illustrious of MCs, White Noise, here yet again to bring you another installment of the Ada Report. We're bringing you a special report today, dear listeners. Your favorite scaly brute, he of big teeth and bigger appetite, Kovgum has broken the long-standing record held by an abnormality of days past. I say, he's not only broken it, he didn't even bother to stop once he shattered it. He didn't even stop once the previous record was nothing but a fine powder one could scrape into a line and breathe deeply of just to prove a point. A very impressive showing, if you ask me. Yes, quite. But not only that, though that and the replays of it you can catch on the VODs would certainly make for enough of a spectacle to tell you all about. But I actually got to have a face-to-face meeting with Unit 5's own Rython, and I have to say, if you're curious listeners out there, even wearing a shocked expression, he's every bit as handsome as you'd like to believe, so long as you're into those slight elvish features and gentle eyes. My swooning vacuum tubes aside, I believe we're in for another treat this week, as I've heard through the grapevine that Castelli Robotics has put out a new product, and I'm sure they'll find it quite shocking. So we pick back up. The party has had a little bit of time to actually get acclimated to the production and running of Ada. Off-screen, having actually had a chance to properly go through the training program and get their full ensemble and gear. Oh, you okay, Danny?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright, just making sure. Alright. But yes. Freehand, give me black. But yes. You guys have had your time to actually properly do the training course, get your assigned Ada badges properly given to you, everything of that nature. I'm just doing something real quick because it's funny. Haha, funny.
The Tube Man.
Close enough.
Got the good old boob tubery.
Oops, tubery. Alrighty then. So, it is starting off on a morning like any other. Probably been about
about a week since the last time. You guys have been told that there was a project for you all to get started on, but the actual training you had to undergo took a little bit more precedent, decided by Leon. That was a crunchy chip. So now that you all have actually had a chance to do said training, gotten your proper assignments, and been fully recognized as Ada Unit 5. Yeah. Sorry. The music keeps doing weird things on my end. You gonna behave? Is it actually playing for you guys?
It's playing on my end.
I can hear it kind of, but I just have my general volume kind of low.
Okay. I'm just making sure because it's doing like this weird thing on my end where it's like skipping around. It's weird. Alright. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm kind of curious. Speaking in general terms for the sort of roles characters could play, what would you say your all characters, what roles would they fit into? Things like your general party terms like tank, healer, range DPS, support, researcher, things like that.
I think Kogum goes without question, but Tank and him do a smack. He do smack and bite.
Alright.
I guess I'll use more kind of like support long range with some healing capabilities.
Alright. We also know that Alu is probably one of the smarter members of the team, specifically being what they are.
Yeah.
Plus, definitely seems to be very inquisitive, so could also fit the role of researcher for the team.
That too.
I shall research this. How? I shall first discover how it tastes. It did not taste good. Now for the next thing to find out.
First point of research, how does it taste? Second point of research, is it edible?
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
Third point of research. Can this be used to potentially get more food? That is where it becomes very interesting.
Gokum had a field day when he learned about currency.
Yes.
This is exclusively used to acquire more food.
I'm
And it's in
imagining
fact
that's
not edible itself.
that Simpsons clip where Homer is looking for like peanuts under the couch, and instead he finds like a $20 bill, and then he's in his brain he's like, "Oh, it's not peanuts," but then he's like, "Wait, the money can get you peanuts. How? You can exchange money for goods." And he's like, "Right."
You can exchange money for goods and services.
But yeah. Alright then. I'm asking these things, by the way, because every Ada unit is semi-organized by the actual members. Essentially, they're assigned classes.
Yeah.
Like you guys know about Ada Unit 1 and Ada Unit 2 already.
Yes, that leaves two more to discover. Mats.
Yes. You haven't seen either of them yet in your time here. But yeah, you know Ada Unit 1 who has leader... Its leader is Leon. The researcher in it is Krista. You actually know that there is a scout unit in it, which is actually the chief himself, and their AI companion is Star. Like, Star is technically considered to be their AI. You found out over the course of this week that Ada Unit 2 has an AI called Verts, who is apparently logical to a fault. Like, pure logic, no emotion. The only reasoning that matters is what can be done mathematically. And their leader is Charles. He's apparently a tank unit. Glacia, as you knew, is their support. Ivan, the man who had the bracelet, was their researcher, and their scout was Glenn. So it's essentially just trying. They're wanting to know if you guys basically want to assign yourselves to these roles based on your own skill sets.
Yeah,
But so far, it sounds like Kovgum is probably a tank class. Alyu is probably a researcher.
I guess Zari would be like tank damage.
Alright then.
Heavy assault.
I guess in that case, Kogum would consider him. No, would consider himself a like surveyor and hunter, just given his prior knowledge and comfortable terms. But what that really means is more that he's good at searching, not so good at stealthing, and good at taking a hit.
Yeah, fair enough. He's a frontline boy. That technically would class him as a tank for Ada.
With a bit of scout tendencies.
You can have tendencies of other things, but you're still classed as a singular thing. Like, technically, Krista is considered both a support and a researcher. Alrighty then. What about Alyu and Gryphon?
I would be a researcher, right?
Yeah. It's just more asking if you would prefer to be labeled under any other such thing, or if you were fine with being a researcher mainly.
Fits him pretty nicely.
Alright.
I don't know with Ryphon.
Well, if you want to think on it a bit, that's perfectly fine.
I would like to, yes, please.
Alright then. I just watched the thing you put in moving memes because I wanted to see what it was, and I'm horrified. How dare you, Armored? How dare you introduce that to other people?
Which thing are you talking about? Because there's so many
The last thing. Thing that Kovgum hates.
Oh, that. For reference, it's a video of someone taking a filet mignon, putting it into an egg and flour bath, similar to how you would fry chicken, and then dumped it into Fruity Pebbles, put it into an air fryer, and then as a glaze, put mayonnaise on top.
Oh, it's mayonnaise? I thought it was good. I thought it was going to be yogurt.
I can't quite tell. It's either mayonnaise or yogurt. Either way, just. Ugh.
I mean, it looks like paste.
Yeah. and someone then goes and takes a bite out of it.
Is it wrong of me to say I'd try it?
Is that fucking Fruity Pebbles?
Yes.
Yes, that's Fruity Pebbles.
All right then. How dare you, Armored? How dare you? All right. Frogs fall, Kokum dies. No, but
Wait, did you say rocks or? Because I heard frogs.
If frogs were
Either
falling,
way.
Kokum would just be standing there without mouth wide open.
unless it was poison dart frogs. Well, he'd still be standing there with mouth wide open. He would just be dead.
He'd be standing there, and then he'd be laying on the ground.
I mean, the result is the same. He dead.
Does
Yeah.
a one frame Family Guy fall into the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Noom.
Sorry
That's
about that. There's just
that's
this
what-
great.
That's what we call small dick power.
It's
Yay!
even worse because it wasn't even like a sporty car. No, it was this tiny. It almost looked like a Beetle. Like it was that small, tiny car, and this guy's just careening down the street.
I'm not gonna lie, if a Beetle, like a Volkswagen Beetle, came ripping down the street doing that, I would be a little impressed.
Hey man, you gotta be where you gotta be.
Like, a sports car doing that, that's just someone showing off for the sake of it. A Beetle doing that? You're compensating in ways that make no sense, and at the same time, it actually becomes impressive because of it.
Anyway,
Yeah. So, on this day, it would essentially be a Monday at this point in World. You find yourselves back at the Ada offices. If my brain will stop short-circuiting on how to speak English. You find yourself back at the Ada offices. Normal characters about the other various just normal, essentially office workers that are at the building. The non-unit members. You all can make your way easily back, not having to get stopped and checked for anything. Just straight back to the actual facility itself. And you can see that Chief and Krista are in their normal location, both looking over the radar itself and just idly tapping away at these screens. I don't know if you'd like to speak to either of them before trying to find Leon or some other character. Who would you even be looking for as you're getting in?
Ellie would just walk up and say, "Good morning."
To Chief or to Krista? Because more immediately you'd see Chief.
Yeah, to Chief, probably.
Alright. Oh, hello. Good morning. All of you are here. How are you all faring today?
Very well, thank you, sir. You see anything new interesting pop up?
Oh, sorry. Interruption.
It's fine, it's fine. Things have been fairly calm, even though we were tracking something a few days ago. It's gone a bit silent right now.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, actually, it's wonderful. If we're not getting any blips from it, it's not making any activities.
I mean, yeah, but usually when there's something dangerous that just goes quiet, that means that something's happening that we can't see.
That is often the case. Now, we actually have found its most recent location. If y'all are interested in hearing where it is.
Yes.
All right then. And he sort of, you watch as he actually hits a couple of buttons on his main display in front of him, and the radar starts to spin. displaying essentially a city of the map as it flattens all of its various concentric rings out. Little hollow map of the city. It actually pings a location within the Steam district. It's technically a little outside our jurisdiction, considering it's not in the central district, but its last known location was here, next to a robotics production facility.
Oh, a blip after my own heart.
I figured you'd be curious about it. But yes, we're trying to get clearance right now to actually be able to investigate it, because we always have to run through so much red tape every time we have to investigate one of the proper districts as opposed to here in Central.
Those are the metal people, right? Robots?
Yes.
Metal
Well-
people like me.
Technically speaking, they're not people. A metal person would be like a warforged, though you don't really see those in the city very often. Those are fairly rare creatures.
They usually don't tend to have souls. They're more dictated by what the programming said.
Well, warforged do have souls, but that's part of the problem. They're apparently very hard to make, though I've never really looked into that personally.
I was mostly just talking about regular robots, sir.
Well, fair enough. There's always a bit of translation, lost in error type stuff going on whenever we have a conversation. Different things on our minds at all.
It seems like that.
Yes. However, it's still very interesting. Just due to the fact that you don't typically see a lot of abnormalities getting outside of the Central District, which is a little concerning.
Do you think it's searching for something specific?
Well, I'm more concerned that someone took it out of the Central District.
That would be.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something that can make these metal people mad or control them, it's probably not good.
Let me find some field reports of Ada Unit 3 that was actually dealing with this. And yet, he walks over to what's essentially just a large computer that's attached to this display that is Star. He starts tapping on the keyboard, looking through it. Yes, here we go. Always fun to access computers. So new, so fancy. Never quite understand them.
Well, you see, sir, it's actually not that complicated. They're made of a lot of silicon parts and metals that help conduct electrons in very specific manners that help.
I am aware of how they work. I mean, using them is complicated.
That is very fair.
Here we go. So, okay then. So yes, this device apparently did have some minor effects on technological things when it was near it. Apparently it was causing street signs and various billboards to go haywire while in its presence. Displaying displaying strange messages, apparently.
What kind of messages? Was it inscribing symbols into the ground?
No. Well, it was actually the reason we first caught wind of it, because it was not picked up by the radar at first. Excuse me. But the reason we caught wind of it the first time was because a billboard in the Northern Central District started displaying the message, "Help, oh God, help. The walls have eyes, the walls have ears. They're listening." Which,
sorry.
a little concerning.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Walls- His do not have ears. I've been all over various his. They did not have ears.
Unless something's making them. Wait, what was that?
A bunch of nonsense.
Well, walls might not have ears, depending on the material and the thicknesses of the walls. They might be able to conduct vibrations very well, which would, in fact, be able to pass along people's voices.
Or just listening devices.
Or microphones, yes.
Yes.
That message sounded frantic, though.
Yes, which is the strange thing, because typically abnormalities, they don't have the sort of wherewithal to be frantic. So we're wondering if maybe it's a person who's being affected by one and being paranoid because of it.
Someone
Again, these
with
are
to marketing.
well, not necessarily even marketing. The abnormality's ability might be that can affect electrical systems. And the person using it might not understand that fact and might simply be transmitting their own panic into whatever device is around them. That being said, we're actually currently waiting on reports from the actual police divisions to see if maybe they have any inclination as to who might be causing these issues. Fortunately, we haven't gotten any word back. They are notoriously slow working.
Government, am I right?
Indeed.
So,
much red tape
Okay,
involved
yeah.
in their processes.
okay, you lost me for a second. Is it the anomaly that was sending this? The anomaly that we're tracking, but hasn't done anything in a few days, or is this completely unrelated?
We believe this is related.
Okay.
This and also, he actually pulls up another report. You see various reports scrolling through the screen right now. Various electronical devices showing essentially static, followed by displaying messages in very strange texts. Or just things like various, just said the word, traffic lights just suddenly starting to blink randomly, almost like Morse code, though no one caught what it would actually be saying. Things like that. As far as we're aware, this anomaly itself might not actually have any sort of personality affecting qualities. The person it is just currently in the charge of is a very paranoid individual.
So it's like the person is using whatever the anomaly is to broadcast messages via
Electronical devices.
And we're not even sure if they're aware of this.
your magic sparky wires.
Yes, magic sparky wires.
I still haven't figured out how that works yet.
Don't try to. It's complicated. Unless you intend to get into it, then you don't need to.
I
don't think I'm smart enough for that. I don't think I'm smart enough for that.
I had that static thing happen to my phone the other night.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, where did it happen?
when I was walking back to my apartment.
You live in the Central District, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I live close enough that I can walk here if I don't feel like getting the car out, yeah.
Fair enough. That's interesting then.
Did you make out any particular message?
Yes, what did you see?
Ash, if I get this wrong, I apologize ahead of time. It's been a while since we had sessions, so I may have forgot details.
That's perfectly fine. If you forgot something, there's no reason to correct it, because it's what he remembers.
Okay.
It's been a week since that happened.
Fair enough. All I know is I noticed everything go, like, quiet, like there wasn't really any city noise. I checked my badge to see if it was picking up an anomaly, and it wasn't. I checked my phone, and the screen was just static. And I heard this voice, sounded like old-time voice on an old TV. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it addressed me, and I saw what looked like a tall man with an old, like, you know, the rabbit ear style TVs?
Like a tube TV?
Yeah,
Antennas?
those. Yes, tube TV with antennas. He had like that for his head. I couldn't quite make out any face on the screen. That was very staticky.
And this wasn't in person.
It looked like a person, and I just kind of froze up because I didn't know what the fuck to think of it.
Yeah.
This
That
is
seems
one.
like it would be
This is one detail I will. Yeah, this is one detail I will add. It looked like a person who had been stretched,
Okay, fair.
like they were elongated and not in correct proportion with themselves.
Yeah, like when I say they're tall, it's like if you took somebody and stretched them to make them taller. Not like yeah, not like if any of you've ever like seen the effects of the, I think it's called enlarge reduce, where it makes you taller or shorter. Not like that, but like you actually grabbed their feet, then grabbed their head and pulled to make them taller.
Oh,
Like that girl from Willy Wonka.
what?
The
It was
The
the
girl-
boy that had that happen to him.
was it the boy? I thought the girl was the one that got stretched.
No.
But she got stretched and pulled as she was a blueberry. The boy had to get stretched because he got turned into a little boy.
Yeah, you got
He
shrunk
had to
down
get
to like
stretched.
the size of a fun-sized candy bar.
The fun thing is we can technically make these references because this stuff is all canon in this world.
Is that like a play or something?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a really freaky movie.
What is this movie?
Yeah, I'm with him.
I got a
Something
copy.
about the
I have
Hundred
copies.
Thieves.
We can do like a movie night some other night after we're done with all this.
Yeah, okay. So, okay.
I'm pretty sure Coco would like it. It's just about chocolate.
Don't let
Anyway.
them eat your TV.
That is true. We have
Anyways.
much about this chocolate. Haven't yet to try it.
Just keep in mind you should not eat milk chocolate. That would not be good for you.
So, multiple incidences of strange communications.
That actually doesn't sound like this.
It's-
That
From
sounds
what?
a little. That sounds like a different thing.
Yeah,
Mm,
fair enough. I'm trying to remember if I heard a name, but I can't remember if it said its name or if it said something I could call it. I can't even remember if it addressed me by name.
I mean, kind of weird. Makes sense why you wouldn't remember, but so it's something that could communicate via your electronic devices.
It was physically there.
Um,
And that doesn't sound too related, especially since, from what I gather, this anomaly doesn't block out city sound. I don't think it particularly cares
Well,
for
if it's-
the
If,
atmosphere.
if it's not related, it's at least similar in that it affects,
electronic
Stuff.
devices.
yeah. Maybe it's the same kind of class of anomaly. I don't know.
I mean, I think
That-
multiple anomalies can have similar effects, but I think the one that we're talking about in relation to you would possibly be stronger, considering it seems to be able to block out the noise of the city around you.
But it didn't detect an anomaly.
Well, it might be strong enough to disable that effect.
Is that possible?
I hate to be a bother,
Uh,
adding to your conversation.
Oh, hello, Star.
Not Star. This is Krista.
Is this Krista? Okay, cool.
Star is higher pitch.
Star is higher pitched and more breathy.
Got it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Good morning, Krista.
Yes, good morning. I hate to be a bother and butting into your conversation, but Raifan, could you describe that to me one more time?
Like, what it looked like, or what happened, or the whole thing?
The whole thing. As best as you can remember, tell me what happened.
I was walking back to my apartment, and city noises just kind of cut out. I don't know if they actually cut out, or maybe this thing being around me muffled my ability to hear. I tried to check my ADA badge to see if it was detecting anything, and I tried to contact the others, and nothing happened. I checked my phone, and the screen was just static. And
You watch as specifically when you mention your ADA badge not working, there's a distinctly concerned look on both her and the chief's face.
and I heard a voice that sounded like an old time, like either radio or TV announcer coming through that, and I looked and I saw this very tall man who looked like it was more like you stretched somebody out than I don't know how to describe it other than it looked like you stretched a person.
Mm,
And he had an old-timey tube TV with antennas for a head.
that is concerning.
Is that like cataloged or something? Or
It sounds like an anomaly that me and Leon and the chief destroyed several years ago.
Destroyed?
huh?
Or rather, Gast destroyed it.
Oh, oh, that's bad.
Yes. That doesn't make any sense, though.
I'm just telling you what I saw and what I heard. It didn't threaten me. It just... It's weird. It felt like it was just watching me to see what I'd do.
The anomaly that was destroyed probably about 10 years ago was called the Watcher. It was dangerous because it could affect people's actual perceptions of the world that it wasn't even attached to.
I guess that would make sense why you couldn't hear anything or your hearing was muted.
What
Yes,
was it watching to be called the Watcher?
Everyone. It almost put the city in gridlock.
So its range is the entire city.
Well, its range is however far it can extend its signal outwards. When Gas took it down, it was currently affecting a broadcast station, so it was almost affecting the entire city.
So it moves on their waves? That's what I think those use?
Could it affect the light?
Whatever.
I don't think so. It never seemed to go that far.
Only radio waves.
Radio waves and broadcast stations, again. It was a strange creature. It wasn't hostile, which is why we didn't immediately label it as such a threat, but when it actually affected almost the entirety of the human district, and essentially froze the entire district almost in stasis, we had to stop it. We didn't know what it was going to do.
So we don't know why the entire town was put in stasis?
Well, it seems to have the
Apparently,
ability
most
to.
people couldn't remember what they saw when they were stuck that way.
It seems like it affects people's perceptions of reality. It might have just made everyone think they were frozen.
A few people did report that they were almost trapped in what they said was like a fantasy land. every report we've gotten back of people who could remember anything from the event reported that same vision. I guess it's almost like they got trapped in a VR type game. Have you done VR?
I did.
Yes.
I've done a few times because my kids wanted to go do it.
What?
Yeah,
It's
I am also confused.
it's like they're like headsets you can put on your head, and then when you look through them, you're playing like a game. Or you probably don't know what a game or a movie is. Darn it.
so you see screens. You can sometimes see scenarios and different locations. When you put on the headset, instead of feeling that separation, it's really like you're there.
It's like seeing visions.
Oh!
I still
Yeah.
don't get it.
Illusion wrapped around you.
It's either way. It's
Okay.
apparently it was like that, but about 90% of the people who were affected by it couldn't remember anything from what happened when it did happen.
I mean, I guess that's another altering of reality perception,
Yeah.
making time feel like basically the amount of time they were frozen was not a lot, so they don't have anything to remember.
Something like that. Again, at the same time, though, that anomaly was destroyed by Gast. It's weird that even something remotely similar would crop back up.
I mean,
If you have any more experiences with that, Ryphon, please let us know.
Yeah, we'll do. I don't know what for what it's worth. I'll repeat this part of it again. I didn't feel threatened. I just felt observed.
That's the concerning part. Now that Chris has reminded me of it, I do remember this. Yeah,
Like I
it's
remember.
weird. Previously, it only affected humans.
Well, I mean, on my mom's side, there might be some human in there somewhere.
True, but you're not a human.
Yeah, I'm half Ladrin tiefling.
Of course. Brain chemistry works different.
Yeah.
Still, though, that... Let us know immediately if there are any other things, or at least as immediately as you can. I don't believe that's related to this.
Fair enough, but yeah, I'm already in the habit of keeping like a small notebook and a pen on me. So if I can't make electronic notes, I can always do it the old-fashioned way.
Probably for the best. Thank you for bringing that up, Krista. It's a little off topic, but it's a good thing to know about. Until you brought that up, I was actually just thinking it might still be a case of the same anomaly we're currently dealing with, but... Ugh. Don't like thinking about that. He just sort of like rolls his... Not really rolls his eyes as if to dismiss it, but just like a, "Ooh boy," type expression.
Well, I'm glad I brought it up and brought it to your attention.
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, that has me a little caught off guard. I would think that if something like that happened, it would have showed up on the radar. Star, you must be being lazy again.
maybe it's... I don't know, some afterimage or remnant spirit? I don't know if things that get that powerful would actually have spirits, and I don't have experience with any of that. My family wasn't exactly close to the shamanistic ones of our tribes.
I am uncertain as well, because, again, we don't have to deal with anomalies of that nature very often. Well, at the very least, the one we're currently dealing with is not that level.
Wait, hold on. This anomaly had to be killed by. It had to be destroyed by gas. How many casualties were there?
None on purpose, actually. There are a couple people who were injured, and unfortunately a few killed because they were affected while driving. But as far as I can remember, there weren't any direct deaths reported because of it. Just accidents. Again, it was the sort of thing where we didn't initially register that anomaly as a threat because it had no direct offensive or dangerous capabilities. It caused people to see things, but didn't hurt them.
I mean, even an illusion that's well crafted enough can be dangerous, apparently.
I suppose. It's something we've definitely kept in mind going forward now, but that was one of the first times we'd actually had to properly deal with that type of threat. Normally when the Risen type threats show up, they're destructive, chaotic entities, not just things that like to watch people do video games? I don't know.
I mean,
Every
in
teenager
a
under
manner,
the sun.
in a manner of speaking, I guess it could be, especially if it's adapted to affect things that aren't human.
Again, that's why we'll have to keep posted on it. Hopefully the radar will catch it of it soon, and we'll actually get some more information as to whether it's just another anomaly that is similar, not as powerful, or if, heavens forbid, it's somehow the same anomaly that wasn't completely destroyed. Either way, I'll have to dig up the files on that later. That's far back in the records at this point. Still, the current one. Not to break us away from what not to break us away from that topic of conversation, but we should probably focus on the current matter at hand.
Yes, what
Right.
we can do.
So if this anomaly is communicating through messages, or whoever's found it is.
Yes. We believe the anomaly itself is only a Terra level item.
Okay.
It itself has a power, but it does not have personality affecting.
Mm-hmm.
It itself does not have any personality affecting capabilities.
So, whomever has it is possibly
Yeah.
broadcasting their thoughts via electronics.
It's something like that. They seem to be a very paranoid individual. Again, I wish we could get some reports back from the police department, because they're supposed to actually be searching various psychological records to see if maybe someone escaped from a psych ward or something of that nature, and they might have gotten hold of an anomaly.
And the last time that it was registered was near a robotics factory, which I presume would have a lot of electronics within it.
It would, however, the fact of the matter is, if it's in the Steam district, magic doesn't work as fluently there.
It does need a little more finessing.
Yes. The sheer amount of steel and iron present in the Steam district tends to mess with the flow of the weave.
The what?
Steam District has
You would be aware of what the weave is. Anyone who has any magical capabilities is aware of the weave.
Maybe not by that name, so just like after a minute. Oh, right, the magic. Yeah, okay.
Yes, we discussed about that. I am still not entirely 100% understand.
I don't know.
The weave is we did talk about. I think you might have talked about it, Krista, because I don't remember necessarily talking about it, but it's been a week, so I'm not certain. It's essentially like a magical net that wraps around the world, and people draw power from. Divine magic also has to flow through it, if not directly from it, but anyone who performs any sort of magic or arcane abilities has to draw upon the weave to create their spellcraft.
You have
Okay.
to. You have to
So in
spend
the Steam
those-
District, that's harder.
Yes, in the Steam District it's harder. You need specific spell focuses to actually be able to allow the weave to reach you while in the Steam District. Which we can provide those for you once we've gotten the clearance to go in there.
Alright.
You hear a fax machine starting to make sounds off towards one corner of the room.
Was that
Is that a fax machine? Next thing I'll know, we'll be hearing dial-up noises.
Hey, don't knock dial up. Also, someone needs to pet the goose.
I volunteer as tribute.
Get that the case.
So many machines, they make so much noise.
Isn't it wonderful?
No.
No.
Yeah, you watch as Chief walks over to this just random as heck fax machine sitting in the corner of the room, completely out of place compared to all of these other either really Magitech looking devices in this room or just walls of supercomputer looking devices. He just walks over to this completely normal, like, office fax machine.
One of these things is not like the other.
Alright, let's see. Billing information, case reports. I'll read those later. Ah, here we go. He takes like one paper out of this stack of, it looks like probably at least 25 pieces of paper. Alright, here we go. A reprinted version of the warrant we need to be able to go into the Steam District. Because we actually need to discuss with their jurisdiction to enter their district because we are not from their district. We can only operate with so much anonymity outside of our proper district.
No, I guess that makes. But like, you almost think there would be a branch established in every district.
Not the Steam District because they don't have anomalies there. They don't show up there.
Right, because magic. I remember. Okay.
Well,
I
it's
think-
because magic is not as powerful there, and also simply because their ability to blend spell with physical is better than most people's.
Honestly, the amount of waste is phenomenally low. I spent a long time studying with some of the mechanics there, and the lengths they go to.
You just have flashbacks of the admittedly somewhat terrifying things that are done in the Steam District when it comes to mixing together magic and technology. Just sparks flying, people flying in ways that aren't exactly planned for. Maybe an explosion or 7.
Let me tell you, when I compare it to Battlefield, it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Which one?
You will love it.
I am both intrigued and concerned.
Don't touch anything.
No, wait. Which Battlefield?
Yes.
There have been many different wars fought. You're gonna have to.
One with explosions.
Okay.
Explosions.
It's
It's when things go boom.
Yeah.
Anyways, which one of you wants the warrant?
How about we rock, paper, scissors for it?
He's just sort of holding it out to you all.
Kovgun will point to Ryphon.
I mean, he kind of is de facto group leader.
he do be literally the daddy of the group.
All right, Ryphon, you've been elected the leader of Edo Unit 5. Here you go. Here's a warrant.
Okay.
You're the one that has the most experience with others, dealing with others, it seems.
Listen, you can, as I understand it, you can drive, which often ends up being the reason anyone gets elected the leader of their unit.
I mean, I'm sure I could, given enough time. Just motor carriages freak me out.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
But would you like to be the team leader?
I mean, if we need one, I don't mind doing so for right now. If it needs to change later on, I'm fine with it.
This mostly just means you carry the important documents.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can manage a group of hunters, but I also understand that some may be concerned with me carrying documentation.
Kokum, do you even have pockets?
Honestly, I'm afraid he's just gonna eat it.
Yes, same.
Do you take the warrant, Ryphon?
Yeah, and if it's like if it's been put in an envelope or anything, he'll like put it in one of the inner pockets of his jacket to keep it safer.
Yeah, he'll hand you the couple of papers that consist of the warrant instead of a little manila envelope, just so you can tuck it away.
Yeah.
Do we need to like carry like jerky and something so he doesn't start trying to eat everything?
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
On the question of if he has pockets, Kovgun just off of his back pulls a very roughly made satchel made of hives and thrown together reeds.
Well, that works.
I mean, yeah.
I would question the structural integrity of it, but I've seen what some other cultures like that make using very similar products, and the structural integrity of something that looks like it's shoddy like that is surprisingly high.
It really is between the friction that the grass blades make between them whenever something like that happens. It's so big that you can't really pull them apart, no matter how much strength you put into it. The really only way to actually destroy most of those things is with fire.
I can say that this has, one, held many limbs in it before, and two,
There it
has
is.
actually been bitten by creatures, and
So
it
maybe we
still
should-
stands.
If you all want to get something, if you want to get some food for the road, there's a hot dog stand and a little place just outside the station that sells jerky.
Food?
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably do that.
Should we, yeah. Positive reinforcement will do him good.
Plus,
Don't talk about him like he's a child.
No.
Kovgun, we're gonna eat before we go, so you don't want to eat things you probably shouldn't.
I would never.
Krista looks kind of peeved that you guys keep talking about Kokum that way.
Ryphon hasn't been talking about him that way.
I'm not talking about you.
Fair.
Kovgun is just confused. Eat. You mean there are food nearby, and you don't think we'll be finding food at our destination? It is good to be prepared and not risk facing hunger pains while on a hunt.
Yeah. Basically. I haven't eaten anything today either, so, you know, it's probably a good idea to do that before we
Yes, you must
Plus-
then eat.
possibly get into any trouble.
Is
Keeping up your energy reserves is very useful. You do not want to slack. And feel the pains that draw strength from you when it is time.
I'm going to recommend that if you do go to that hot dog stand, do not order the deluxe. That will do problems with your insides.
What is this deluxe?
Is that in general or just for him?
It's in general.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 1.5 foot long hot dog that is fully dressed up with all kinds of condiments. It's delicious, but it doesn't do well.
I mean, after what?
Catch my-
I mean,
You want some windows rolled down, is what I'm saying.
oh yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, well, if it's got cheese on, I could probably just get it without cheese, and Kovgum would be able to eat it no problem.
I mean,
Maybe.
after seeing what he did, I wouldn't be surprised. It was impressive and terrifying.
Yeah, Krista told me about that. Ugh. You just watch as he visibly shudders.
Yeah, Coco's back and like, yeah.
Good luck.
You goddamn right, I did.
I'm just picturing the chief is actually shuddering at the reports that have come from the barracks after the incident.
Yeah, probably.
You're not sure what he's shuddering at, but you get the sense that that could be it. Same with the cleanup unit.
Good luck to anyone who tries to break that record.
I'm certain that there are individuals who could, but depends on if they know it's even a thing that could be broken.
Yeah, fair enough.
I always find it weird that they called it a spicy prawn eating challenge, even though that's shrimp that they put in those pots. Never
What's
quite
that?
understood that one.
I mean, they called mussels oysters.
Yeah, that I don't think that place necessarily has all of its translations to English down.
Food's good, though.
Food is quite good. And nothing against them for not having that perfect, but it's a little weird. Anyways.
Yes, you said food. Shall we be going?
Lunch first, then we go check this thing out.
Alio,
Yes.
come put your gauntlet into the machine so you can get the location information.
Great, sir.
Yeah, you've done this before, where you essentially just plug your wrist into the console of this machine.
Time to fist this machine.
Yep. Fist deeply the robotics. Yeah.
That's usually what the advice is not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a hole made for your fist, so it's fine. But yeah, you just plug the gauntlet into it, wait a couple of seconds, and you get the little confirmation noise with no static this time.
The tingle's gone.
Oh, don't worry, it'll come. It probably will come back. This isn't abnormality information. This is just GPS data.
So it only tingles when it's abnormality related?
Yeah, there's a lot of information transferred when an abnormality comes up.
Fair enough.
I mean, you've seen the network of information that came up for a bracelet.
That is true.
I am still sorting through that, by the way.
My condolences.
Yeah, it's my job. No, it isn't least. Leon doesn't let me out into the field anymore.
And she just walks back over to her desk while simultaneously throwing her hands up frustratedly.
You get your eyes ripped out by an abnormality one time, and suddenly your overprotective brother doesn't let you go out and play anymore.
I mean,
Right.
I don't
yeah.
think it's like you can get your eyes ripped out a second time.
That's what I tell him.
Bryphon's just keeping quiet because he himself, as an older brother, kind of agrees with Leon.
Yeah.
He is both a father and an older brother. He understand.
You don't know where Leon is right now, but you give him a solemn nod.
Yup.
Alrighty then. But y'all just want to head out of the station now?
Yeah.
Before you leave, Chief does catch up with you real quick. Oh, by the way, Al, you're probably aware of this, but normal forms of transportation, like what we use in our districts, not going to cut it in the Steam District.
Yeah. No.
What matter of transportation then? Shall we be climbing our way through things?
Technically you could, or you could rent a grappler. That's a fun way to get around.
It,
I would personally recommend that you try seeing if you can get a roto engine.
those are fun.
Yeah, they'll usually let you rent one of those without much issue. Won't be terribly expensive because you're working with Ada.
What are these grappler and roto engine?
Oh, a grappler is a wrist-mounted device that you can fire, and it will viciously pull you towards an object that it lashes onto.
Sounds like something
It's-
from one of Seb's games.
At that comment, just this is one of the few times where Kovgum seems genuinely like.
I believe that there's a game that I think is about hunting monsters that actually copied it for one of the devices in the game.
Yeah, he plays that game. That's probably where I've seen it in.
Yes. They used it as a mechanic in the game. I've never played it. Krista has. I don't do much game.
I just know Seb gets salty when he can't get in on an online game and has to play it by himself.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess. Maybe? Sure. I don't know. I don't do games.
He says it's a lot harder when you have to play by yourself and don't have either friends or random internet people helping you.
That's fair enough. Teamwork is important. And a Verto engine, it's basically a you've probably never seen a helicopter before. It's like a type of mechanical vehicle that they use there that is incredibly scary, and do not put your fingers in the blades. Actually, don't put any of you in the blade.
Do you know what a fan is?
Gogum's, you've seen a fan, Gogum.
I don't know fan both the and he just kind of waves his hand referring to one of those, a handheld fan, and then twirls his hand around to indicate a bladed fan. I have seen a few of them here and there during my travels to this city.
Copter
Yeah.
is just a car without wheels and a big bladed fan on top, and it helps it fly.
Wait, you have vehicles that can fly like a bird.
Not quite like a bird, but it fly. More
Gogum,
like,
when she's describing that, it actually kind of sounds like the vehicles that you'd sometimes see the humans that would traverse through the swamp using, except they had big fans on the back of them and like a flat-bottomed raft on they were sitting in.
Are you sure you do not use them for patrolling across the canals?
canal. Oh, no, this is on top, not. This is for flag.
You
I think you'll just have to see it to understand it, Kokum.
You soft skins and your inventions. What do you think of next? There's so many crazy things.
Wait until you get to the Steam Kingdom, my guy. It's chaotic. The best.
It certainly is. I
Man.
wonder how you would react to seeing bubblegum.
Oh man.
He just walks away as he says that.
Just Kogum, confused face. Bubblegum? Snap cut to us at the hot dog truck.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can see the little hot dogs. It's not a truck; it's a stand. It's like proper. You're in Chicago. It's literally just a stand built into this corner of one of the streets that's selling hot dogs.
Like at the front of Home Depots and stuff, I'm assuming.
And this is more of a proper established building, but it's just like it's not like a storefront. I guess it would technically be accurate to say it's like the same size as like a food truck, but it's actually like a building that is part of the geography of the streets.
Okay.
Yeah. You just see, as you all making your way towards the stand, what appears to be about 6 goblins inside this one tiny building, and a line that is currently wrapped around the street, just going to this building. Just them viciously working as they sling dogs.
Those hot dogs better be good. That's quite a line.
The thing you do notice is even though there is a really long line, it's almost like people they're like standing, they're having like take a step every couple of seconds just with how quickly they're being served. Like, and every like 5 minutes or so there's a pause, but otherwise it's moving pretty fast.
Why are all these people standing here?
They're waiting
They're
in line
waiting
to
their
get
turn.
food.
I'm assuming you all are in the line by the time you're explaining this to him.
Yeah.
Waiting in line. You just wait and you get food?
Well, you have to pay for it, but yeah.
This is a very interesting development. Do you not hunt? Does no one hunt anymore?
Oh yeah, people still hunt.
It's just mighty inconvenient. And it takes longer too.
That's the point of it for some people, though, is the fact that they have a closer connection to what they're eating that way.
And I will never understand them.
Fair enough.
The line continues forwards.
Kogum just has confused face.
Probably takes about 15 minutes of you guys being in this line before you're the ones actually at the front of it. The best way to describe the menu here is hot dogs with a plethora of strange and copious toppings you can place upon them, with the actual sizes of the hot dogs ranging between your standard 6-inch long hot dog up to an apparently almost 2-foot long hot dog.
Can you get a $5 foot long?
No. This is not a sandwich stand.
It's a hot
However,
dog. It is a
however,
sandwich.
I was getting ready to say, however, a hot dog is a sandwich.
Well, maybe they have an Electrum special, since Electrum are fivers in this world.
They do have on the menu what they call the gold standard dog. or apparently, as your chief called it, the deluxe dog. Otherwise, it's like 4 silver for a hot dog.
Alright, cool. So, do you know how to order food? Well, you've been to the sushi restaurant. You just pick what you choose and you order it.
I didn't really pick. I just asked what option provided the most food.
Right. Well, here you just pick what you like. You ask for it.
I recognize only 3 words on this.
Yeah. And there are like pictures as well, but Kokum, you don't recognize what this food item is. You just smell like a very intense savory meat smell, as well as a lot of vegetable smells. And the picture itself is just of a tube covered in greenery.
Like, I recognize the intestine there, but what about all this stuff that it says on top of it? There's so many colors.
Maybe watching one of us order might help you figure it out.
Sure.
Alright, Ryfon's just gonna order, like, if they have it, like, a jalapeno-infused hot dog.
Alrighty then. It seems like all of the hot dogs are just standard dogs, but you can get like jalapenos on top of it.
Okay. You get, like... He would get 2 standard 6-inch hot dogs on the buns and just load it up with every, like, kind of hot pepper option.
Fair enough.
And then a healthy squeeze of mayonnaise on top of them.
Fair enough. You got your jalapenos, you got your habaneros, you got your banana peppers. Those are the main ones they have.
It works.
Alrighty then. So 2 of those, those ones are only 3 silver. So for 2 of them, it would be 6 total.
Okay, I will adjust my money accordingly.
And you get yourself 2 fully loaded hot dogs, almost thrown at you, but they're in like this. They're in like this little like the little paper boat of a serving tray, and it's not literally that they are thrown at you. They're just very viciously placed in front of you by the hand of a goblin. It just appears over the edge of the counter, slaps it down, disappears back under the edge of the counter after taking the money.
All right,
I
right.
picture it's both hands just slap.
Pretty much.
All right, and then Ryfon will just take his food and step out of the way for the next person.
These are like juicy all beef hot dogs as well.
Damn you! Now I want hot dogs.
A juicy all beef hot dog.
The good kind, the good ones.
You take a bite of it and the skin does the little...
That's how you know it's a good one.
So he's just kind of like looking at all the options, kind of like...
You said that there's a bunch of like weird toppings?
Yes. Apparently you can like order fruit salsas and stuff like that to go on top of them as well. It's not just like normal hot dog toppings.
So can I order what did I get that you said 6-inch to 2 foot? Can I get like a 10-inch hot dog with chunks of octopus, Kewpie mayo, and bonito flakes on top?
I'd be a little bit more expensive, but yeah. Yeah. As you make that order, you actually just hear the chopping sound of a meat cleaver immediately start running. Just...
Octopus, I recognize that word. I know what that tastes like.
By the way, they are... Essentially, the options are the 6-inch, foot-long, and then a 2-foot-long hot dog.
Okay. So you just get the foot long one, I guess.
Yeah. Because of the inclusion of the octopus, that one would actually be a single gold piece.
Okie doke.
It takes a little bit longer for yours to be viciously placed in front of you, because you have to imagine they've got to cook the octopus and everything,
Yes.
which isn't a process that takes very long, but you still has to be done thoroughly for health
Yes.
and safety reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you see, Google, you get the you get this intestine, but you can also choose all of the toppings on top.
and as you're explaining that, you just hear slam, and then like little green grabby hand.
Yes.
I'm assuming you give them the gold.
Yeah.
Little green grabby hand disappears.
So what kind of food are you feeling? Are you feeling more protein or something with some vegetable on it? Fruit, apparently.
I food.
Food. Alright.
The is Zari, you want to order first?
I love how pained he sounds when he says order.
Sorry, he's just kind of like, what?
I love how lost these two are.
Well, it's more like Zari was like not paying attention because he's like trying to figure out what he wants. Just what?
Order. You want to first? I'm still trying to think.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Just have a foot long. Onion. I like that. Yeah. Let's do some onion.
You want grilled or raw?
Let's do both.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay, this is weird, but do you have eggs?
That is weird, but yes.
Perfect.
Do you want boiled eggs, fried eggs, scrambled? What do you want?
Let's put a fried one on top.
All right then. The goblin head shrinks slowly below the counter. You hear the sizzle of an egg being fried.
Are there this is weird. Are there chapulines there?
I don't know what that is.
It's it's
Tell me how that word is spelled.
CHAPULINES. And they're basically just like very well seasoned grasshoppers.
No, this looks like it's mostly catering to hot dogs and hot dog toppings. Unfortunately,
I mean,
you probably I've read the state you could probably get that as a topping for a hot dog.
I mean, they're you can get them in tacos. So I just wondered.
Cool.
I just thought I'd ask.
You'd have to go to the taco truck. You have to go to the taco truck. That's about a block down the street.
Just wondering.
I mean, this is a city. You can find pretty much any food as a food truck, just stationed somewhere along one of the walking paths.
Yeah.
I wish cities were like that.
I
mean, at least I wish Ottawa was like that.
Ottawa does have that. You just have to go a bit farther than you normally would.
I mean, I've been to Chicago, and that's what it's like, and that's kind of what the Central District is based off of, is Chicago.
I miss going. Now you make me miss going to the office. I miss going to various random food trucks.
I'm not doing it on purpose, and I'm also not sorry.
Dude,
It's
ramen.
not my
though.
Ramen was also a good strong option. Anyway,
Everyone hungry.
Moral of the story: everyone hungry.
All right. Doesn't take too long, especially because you only wanted a fried egg. That cooks up real fast.
Yeah, it does.
Oh wait, would you have wanted the yolk still running on it, or it's
Yes.
all right then? You get out your foot-long hot dog that is on one half of the dog, completely, basically doused with raw onions. On the other half of the dog, it has caramelized onions, and right on the middle of the hot dog, there are two. They've somehow cooked them so that they're long as opposed to just being flat. But two just fried eggs just across the top of it. Yours would end up being a gold as well. Little goblin grabby hand.
Yeah, I'll do a gold and then 3 silver on top.
Woo! Like you. Take your hot dog.
Yeah, yeah. Take it.
Towards you.
Yeah, stay out of the way.
Oh, okay. I think I can do this.
I believe in you.
I will have a. Just looks.
Just the goblin head slowly rising over the edge of the counter.
It sees this lizard folk that's twice as wide as he is.
Does not seem intimidated.
Looks at the sign, tries to do math, looks at the other dogs. 2 foot long. No, that's not the word. Hot dog.
Do you want a 2 foot long one or 2 1 foot long ones? Your phrasing is weird.
The 2 foot, the longest you got.
Gotcha.
And
The goblin is just staring at you with an intensity that you're not used to.
And I guess this is the part where I order toppings.
You don't have to get everything.
Yes.
Nothing with dairy.
Nothing with dairy. He's a lizard folk. Makes sense. We have that right out for you, sir.
Okay.
You hear vicious chopping sounds.
He's unsure what he just did.
Well, I mean, at least a 2 foot long would probably be able to fit all of that, especially when you take the dairy ones out.
Kovgum, it's at this point you look down, and you actually notice that there is a list of things you can get as toppings, and there are more items on that list than you're willing to count.
Oh no!
Oh, I missed. Did he order one with everything?
Yes.
Oh God. Sorry, just. Oh.
He got the Buddha special.
Oh no.
I have to actually figure out how much that would cost because the deluxe thing had like a specific set of ingredients on top of it. It was how you get a Chicago style hot dog. It has a pickle on it, and I like it. So I like pickles, unhealthily so.
Yeah.
I just imagine like when Kovgum is ordering one with everything, you just like look of concern and LU's face and just him like popping his head out like, no dairy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Aoyu, you actually look down and see the ingredient list too.
You're like, oh, no. We might need to get. We might.
It takes a couple of minutes. Kovgum, what is set in front of you could be more accurately described as a trough as opposed to a hot dog. It's like, it's stacked to the point where you actually can't see the hot dog underneath the toppings. And there's the actual tray you're presented with looks to be a specially made one. That one of it slowly collapses towards the other. So you, instead of trying to pick the hot dog up and eating it that way, you could essentially just shove it slowly to one end and
Like-
extrude it.
Would you like some intestine with your toppings there?
You do note that there is actually a secondary hot dog as part of the topping on this hot dog.
Cute.
Because one of the toppings is another hot dog. That is an option.
Oh my goodness.
But all in all, this thing is probably almost a foot off of the top of this tray.
He ordered a rectangle.
It's a little exaggeration to say it's a foot off the top of this tray, but it's probably a good 6 to 8 inches. Just tall of toppings. You're not sure how it's standing. Alright. That'll be 2 gold, please.
Just Kogum opens a pouch where money was put, reaches in, and just puts his giant lizard claw on the counter, lifts it up, and there's like 6 gold.
Easy there, buddy. 2, maybe 3.
Do you want more than one of these?
I just grabbed what I felt. Did I do something wrong?
This little goblin face, of which you can only really see the eyes and the ears of right now, like, looks at the rest of you. Takes the 2 gold and just sort of scoots the other ones back.
Oh, okay.
And just scoots your hot dog towards you. Though you're not really sure if you could describe this as a hot dog anymore.
Your creation.
He takes the pile and then just...
It's like you took a small scoop out of the entirety of a salad bar and a buffet and dressed a hot dog with it.
And when he said he wanted food, I guess he just wanted food, not just a hot dog.
With the way the money system works in this world, considering all the stuff that's on that sucker, definitely understandable why it would be basically a $20 hot dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's relatively simple. $10. Kovgum's mass of food. 20. Look,
Well, it's the foot-long ones start at 6, and depending on the toppings you
that's
order,
fair.
become
Yeah,
more
I
expensive.
did order a weird
The
one.
2 foot long ones start at 15. Wait, no, they start at 12.
Yeah.
But then he ordered everything.
And then you have Ryphon, who's just like, yeah, give me 2 6-inch with a hot pepper mix and a healthy squirt of mayonnaise on each.
to
Those
be fair,
those toppings don't even affect the price.
to be fair, I can absolutely see Ryphon like stopping here like every so often, anyways, considering he kind of lives roughly in the area.
Yeah, he basically
So he basically already knows. Like,
that's his
Okay.
go-to order.
I picture Ryphon sees most of these stands decently often enough that they're all that he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so most of you have your hot dogs, one of you has your salad bar.
Salad bar
Kogum
buffet combo.
Just holds up this 2 foot long pile in both hands, lifts it up, opens mouth, and just insert trough included into his mouth. And then
He's
bites.
eating the paper too.
At this point, I'm not entirely sure grapples are an option.
No. Kovgum, you do so. So many flavors. So many flavors. Most of them good. Some of them confusing. And then there's like a weird, really hard to choose shell around it all.
He still chews through it because he's had worse.
Fair. It's like chewing through leather, or Actually, no, it'd be almost like chewing through tree bark.
Again, he's chewed through worse. I am experiencing 18 different new things right now at once with this. I don't know how to comprehend, but I shall continue eating.
Well,
At least pleasant.
Kovgum, you're not supposed to eat the thing that it's resting in.
No, it's less trash.
Okay.
He's just taking like 6-inch long bites of this thing.
Yeah.
Alright then. So, as you all viciously enjoy hot dogs, or normally enjoy hot dogs, we're gonna go ahead and take break.
Gee.
I love this awkward boy.
Dang you, Ash, I'm gonna have to get a hold of some decent beef hot dogs over the weekend now so I can basically make Ryfon's order for myself, because that's what I like here lately with hot dogs. Except, obviously, Ryfon's are more spicy than what I can handle. I some days, even though I'm better about it, have a hard time handling sriracha.
Fair enough. Also, I appreciate the image of the dog with the hot dog. He looks so happy and pleased.
He is a big old hot dog.
Look at how happy that boy is.
He's so happy.
Happy older beagle dog. Alright, but everybody... 5 to 10 people?
Yeah.
He's just like, I have been given a gift this day. I will appreciate it. I'm gonna eat this whole thing in 2 bites.
Oh.
So good. So happy. I mean, technically not wrong.
You give them your consent by eating them, though.
So
For context, I'll just posted a picture of getting fat. Just say no. Calories cannot legally enter your body without your consent, which is technically not wrong.
It is true. You cannot... Calories cannot enter your body without your consent.
I mean, they can, but just not legally.
Yes.
How would calories enter your body without consent?
Someone else stabbing you with them?
Yeah.
Or force feeding you?
Yeah.
Which is
Fair
not
way.
technically legal because I think that would qualify as assault.
I'm pretty sure that's assault.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think it would be
salty treat, am I right?
Al, you lose 3 health.
I'm gonna grab some water.
I'm gonna eat my secondary burger.
Damn it, I'm hungry now. I'm gonna get some food.
We're taking a break. Go get yourself a snack. I return. I don't know if anyone else has yet, though.
I've been here the whole time.
All right then. Have you not stopped to potentially get yourself a snack?
Nah.
Why not?
Yeah. No.
Al, is that a personal call out?
To whom? Who am I calling out?
Yourself?
No. I don't have big titties, but I don't have small titties.
Fair enough.
And I also have no confidence.
Oh, I have big ones, and I probably shouldn't. Because I'm fat. It's fine.
One of these days, I hope to have glorious tits. But that's a topic of conversation for not now.
Yeah.
Orange vanilla Coke. It's good. Tastes like a creamsicle. This is the actual only type of like non-normal Coca-Cola that I like.
That's fair.
The only type of Coke my dad drinks is Coke Zero.
Fair enough. Some people aren't into the calories.
I still think it tastes like ass, but whatever.
It does taste like ass.
I'm
Aspartame.
okay with the calories. I'm not okay with the fructose.
You just drink the sugar.
Yes, but often sugar, especially in soft drinks, end up mixed with glucose fructose syrup. And
It's better than aspartame.
I just cut all of that out.
I'm too addicted to sugar for that.
Oh, by the way, I listened to the thing. I listened to the thing with Gordon Ramsay screaming about the Fruity Pebble filet mignon. It's a marshmallow sauce.
Oh. Oh.
That's some sweet meat.
Oh.
I'd still try it.
Kovgum would definitely eat it.
Oh, no wonder it look. I'm not going to continue that sentence. No wonder it look. No wonder the white substance they place upon it with gooey strings looks suspicious.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. That ass though.
Indeed.
So randomly, because of the thing I looked up because of what you mentioned, Al, it randomly brought up restaurants in the area that serve that. And I always forget that there are some weird restaurants in my area. Like, there's a place called Super Chefs, which apparently serves superhero-themed breakfast.
That sounds cool, but what the hell do Chapulines have to deal with that?
Apparently, it's a menu feature. At least according to Google. I don't see them being mentioned anywhere. However, they also have something called a Superdilla.
Oh, that's scary.
I guess it should be called Superdia, but they spelled it Superdilla.
Like with 2 L's or
Yes.
with 1 L?
Two L's
with
makes
two
a
Ls.
Y sound in Spanish.
Yeah.
True, but with the presence of the word super, it's not Spanish.
I mean, yeah, it is. Super.
I don't feel like these people are keeping that in mind.
I'm 100% not, but
I'm really curious about this now.
Dude.
The food was tasty. The service was okay. Bathroom could have been cleaner.
just
What
sounds
a-
like
what a-
every other restaurant, honestly.
What an interesting review.
I really like Chapulines. There's the ones that I had.
I've never had them being called by that name, but I have had like seasoned crickets, like their seasoned grasshoppers, like that before. I like them.
Don't they like need to have a specific seasoning on them to be that though specifically? Or is it just
Well, maybe I have had them by that name. I just didn't remember it because this is the exact bag that came up with Google image search that I've had before.
Yeah, Chapulines.
I think I remembered that second word more than I remembered the Chapulines part.
So those just mean seasoned.
Listen, I don't know languages that aren't English.
Fair.
I barely know English. All right
Anyway.
then. Is everyone
Good to
back?
pick back
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong. You've ruined my brain with the Donkey Kong.
fresh can of lemon lime?
Noise. Oh, my brain. I'm fine.
I bit my cheek.
Don't do that. Alrighty. So, jumping back into things. Assuming everyone's ready to get going again.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Al, Myth, you both good still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Alright, jumping back into things. We pick back up with you guys in the car. Your hot dogs consumed. And making your way towards the Steam district. Raifon, I will need you to make a survival check with advantage
Alright.
to navigate your way towards the Steam district.
I'm assuming advantage because of the GPS.
Yeah.
Alright. 11.
Luckily, you're not trying to find a specific location. You're just trying to get to a section of the city.
Fair.
So it's not too hard. You do get stuck in a little bit of traffic along the way, and it's just one of those frustrating things. It's just like, I'm literally not going to anywhere in particular. Why do I have to find the one road with traffic.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this keeps happening.
It takes you probably around an hour and a half to get to where you can find the first port entrance into the Steam District.
Alrighty.
It's like-
if nobody would have stopped him before they got the car started, he would have been hooking his phone up with aux cable and blasting his music.
Just what is all this noise?
What type of music is he blaring?
A mix of metal, pop, and rap.
Fair enough.
Like,
Just add this.
That works.
What is all this noise?
Music.
These two tracks overlay weirdly well. I don't think that'll hold up once they start looping at different times. Probably turn that down a little bit.
Yeah, but like if you want an example of the kind of music he listens to, I did in Jim and Jams put a Spotify playlist of what's really listen. Hi, Raw.
Mother, love me.
He just gave me no choice in the matter. He just hopped up in my lap.
I'm the inspiration for a character in this game, thus I'm allowed to be here.
Just suddenly tanks in the car. How did you get here?
Wow.
Just pops out the trunk.
I mean, if
No,
Tank
you-
can do that.
He walks out of the glove compartment.
Just
Wow.
the glove compartment looks like it's about to open. Whoever's in passenger seat, oh, what's going on here? Opens up the glove compartment. Entire that just spills out.
Yeah, just pop.
Because Alu has the GPS, I'm assuming they'd be in the passenger seat, so Alu,
Yeah.
you suddenly have a fat cat on your lap.
Oof! Wow. You're a really fun
Oh.
fellow, aren't you?
Wow.
Oh, hey, Tank.
Wow.
I'm continuously told not to consume, not to hunt you.
Don't,
It is
don't eat the cat.
Wow.
I should probably let somebody up at the headquarters know that Tank's with us.
He does sound awfully a lot like a cow, though.
Wow. What? Does the thing where he walks in a little circle and then he plops down on you. Alu, this cat weighs so much. It's like having
Like
a
the-
medicine. It's like having a medicine ball sitting on your lap.
You just hear the Roblox pain sound. Oof!
Oof.
And then you realize Kovgum withstood that thing charging into its leg.
Wasn't going full speed. If he's going full speed, he'll go through your leg. You will no longer have a leg.
The way you described, though, that happening, it just reminded me of a different thing that I'll tell about after session when we're off stream.
Fair enough. Alright, but y'all managed to get yourselves out of the traffic finally and to one of the entrances to the Steam District. There are several large parking garages you could stop your car in. Then there is an actual footpath bridge to enter the Steam District through the massive retaining wall that's around it.
Is a big wall.
Yeah, it is.
You're all a little bit familiar with these, having entered the city from various points or just having existed in it for a while. Each district has these massive, probably around 100-foot tall retaining walls around it, just to ensure that they do not just spill out and mix with each other.
Why am I hearing German singing? It's probably nothing.
Confused why Kokum would know what German is.
I got the joke.
I feel like I do as well, though I'm not certain.
The Attack on Titan.
Okay, yeah, then I got the joke. My name is Billy Jaeger! It's the drunk anthem of so many college students.
It's such a bop, though.
It is a bop. I won't deny it's a bop. Alright. You all make your way towards the retaining wall itself. There are these massive steel doors that you have to pass through to actually gain entrance. Though with a flash of your ADA badges, you're permitted through without much opposition. Especially if you present your warrant, you're also just sort of permitted through without any opposition.
Yeah.
Alright. Turn
Ow.
that down,
Raw.
switch that over.
Seriously, buddy. I'm just gonna be having to deal with this now. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. Tank is just with you. He's following you now.
I assume if anybody contacted main base to let them know that they just got a response of, yeah, he does that.
You get the response of, we can't really stop him.
Same energy, different words.
And also a reminder, Cove Gum, hands off.
They know you won't. Currently, you all are walking along this... It feels like a suspension bridge, but it's completely covered. Like, there is this metal sheeting around it. And occasionally you do feel it sort of very slowly sway underfoot. The pathway itself is probably about 10 foot wide and alarmingly long. Just filled with this very gentle metallic whine occasionally.
My noise. Why does everything seem to make noise around here?
Yeah, that's just how you know if things are working or if not working.
Yeah.
It's probably just different background noise than what you're used to, Cove Gum.
Yeah. Occasionally there's also just a moment where you just hear this sort of from underneath the bridge. I don't know if that picked up on microphone.
It did.
Yeah.
What is that?
Aliu, you would be familiar with that sound. That was the sound of one of these sky rails, which are essentially a massive suspension train that runs throughout the Steam District.
Gotta love that noise. Get used to that, boys. That's the sky trail right there that you're hearing. Nothing to worry about. The good old method of transport all around the city.
And what if I don't want to get used to it?
Well, you're gonna have a
Wow.
bad time.
Tank sort of hops down and is just looking down through the bottom of the bridge.
What are you looking at?
You actually all can look down and note that the thing you're walking on currently is a grate, where occasionally there are gaps where you can actually see the black nothingness beneath you. And just occasionally just hear the sound of splashing water as well.
Is there water down there? I'd rather be in the water right now.
You could assume there is water down there, but you can't see it.
I think with the speed you'd end up falling, you'd die upon impact with the water.
I think this tank is thirsty.
Looks back at you.
Or he doesn't like whatever's down there.
He just continues trotting along the pathway.
I don't understand these animals. You speak to them like that they have a mind.
'Cause they do.
Gogum doesn't acknowledge, he just continues on.
Eventually, you all make your way out the other end of the bridge, and you finally get your first look at the Steam Kingdom, or rather the Steam District. A representative sample, as it were. Massive high-rise buildings, constructed at bizarre angles. Some of them appear to have, at some point, fallen over, and have just been constructed around them to just repair, support, and just make it a feature. Just a ton of just scaffolding and various walkways of steel wire just litter this place. The most notable thing about its entire construction is the fact that these high-rise buildings, they do not appear to have a ground level. The bottom of the building extends all the way into the abyss below, which at this point you're able to see sort of the water's edge far, far below you. You're starting to understand why cars aren't exactly the preferred method of transport here, as there are no roads. As you're standing there, that loud rumbling sound races overhead as a single train car suspended by a hook on a rail that seemingly is just floating in the air without any sort of support system races past you all.
Ah!
Yeah. Who needs cars when you got fast train going everywhere?
You actually watch and both hear the whine of metal as that same rail that it was overhead before suddenly bends and contorts to line up with the station you all are standing at as another train car rolls in and very, very abruptly just stops in front of you. The door's just open.
I'm just picturing the door opens and the goose is just standing there.
Aha,
Looks at
bitch, I
us.
followed you too!
Just looks at us and then waddles into the train.
No, it waddles off the train holding a newspaper. Just looks at you, honks, continues walking. Why don't you
As-
make a wisdom check?
I accidentally clicked it.
You're not
was a
feeling very
misclick.
wise right now.
I never feel very wise.
Oh, you were spooked by the duck.
I'm
Alyu is
I'm more-
confused.
I'm just picturing Kovgum having already drawn his weapon as the train was approaching. It stops and he's just standing there confused.
A duck walks out. He's more confused. The duck narrows its eyes at you, Kovgum, seeing your weapon out. Reaches Bill under wing, holds newspaper as if it were brandishing a knife, then continues walking away.
Wait, this is not a creature that was barreling towards us.
The duck or the train?
The train. Wait, train? Train. Do you train a train?
You don't necessarily train a train. You
I
can
guess that
program and
depends-
schedule different train cars.
I guess that depends on whether or not you're using one of them fancy trains or one of these old reliables. Y'all getting in or what? You just
Yeah.
hear a voice coming from inside the train.
This way of getting around. Let's go.
Well, we're supposed to be trying to find this anomaly, so
Load in.
Okay.
Kovgum just follows the group.
It's alright. It's not gonna hurt you. It's,
You nervously walk
I mean-
into the maw of this metal monster.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's thinking. It's just like this giant beast was barreling towards them and then just stopped suddenly and a side mouth opened.
You gotta hate when a side mouth opens. It's the worst kind of mouth. Alright, where are y'all heading? You can actually see the driver of this train right now. Say conductor, but it's not a full line of trains.
No,
Appears to be
around.
a broad-shouldered orcish man. Yeah. Just around, or going anywhere in particular?
I think we just need to
Let me
kinda...
double
Yeah, you double
let me
check
just
that.
double check the GPS again.
We did have a destination, a area of focus in mind.
Alright then. Alright, you look at the GPS. It is just showing a blip on the map, but it's not specifically attached to any building. You could probably show him your actual GPS screen, though.
Yeah. I just kind of like twist my arm like around here.
Alright. Y'all got some businesses at Costella Robotics? Alright.
You could say that.
Tracking
fair enough.
down somebody.
Alright then, Creepy Lizard Man.
We're with Project Ada.
Oh, alright then. Y'all ADA officers?
Mm-hmm.
Grab on one of those handholds. You don't want to go flying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He just gestures to these leather straps that are hanging from the roof of the train car. Alright. Why do I feel like Kokum doesn't grab one?
I was just thinking making that?
I heard you start to open your mouth, and I was concerned.
I was just wondering about that. Just like, would he even grab them because they look like they probably to him look like something that he's found on the inside of a beast.
Like a tonsil or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonsils make good handholds if something's trying to swallow you.
I'll roll an intelligence check.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
that
good.
wasn't supposed to be disadvantage, but still, he will grab one.
All right. Good thing too, because this train car just suddenly lurches into full speed, and it's probably faster than your car goes, which is alarming. But this orcish gentleman doesn't even seem to recognize the very abrupt change from stop into motion. The rest of you have to hold on for dear life to these handholds as you're almost lifted off your feet by the sudden motion.
Claws are dug in. Gogum's trying to dig his claws into the floor.
Meanwhile, Tank is just sitting on the floor, seemingly unmoved.
Mar.
You saw like a jiggle of his fat, but he didn't go anywhere. All right, so what's Ada got business coming into the Steam District right now? I assume that means one of them anomalies are about.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna find out.
We should make a little bit more of a fuss if they're making their way through here, but yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It is estimated that someone might be carrying it.
Huh. Alright then. Well, we got a little while before we actually get to that destination. What was that sound? Do one of you just rip the upholstery?
Don't worry
No.
about it.
You with the claws. I'm watching you.
It could have also been Captain the Goose Duck thing.
Yeah, I was confused by that, but at the same time, he paid his fare, so I'm not going to question him.
Fair enough.
A man does not question a goose on a mission.
It is very elusive, that goose.
Ow, what is that sound?
Don't is my dog.
Okay, is everything alright?
Right. Right, your dog.
It sounded like a zipper, so I was confused.
He doesn't like the brush.
Oh, you're brushing him is what's going on, okay. That makes more sense.
He's not pleased.
So it's grumpy dog noises is what it is.
Very grumpy dog boy noises.
Anyway, my name's Bolston. Y'all got names?
Hello, Boston. My name is Kovgum, although some may call me Kov.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
Leonin. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen you before, though, so...
Uh,
You're not from
Probably
You're not from the Beast Kingdom?
the what?
Beast Kingdom. It's where a lot of you,
Oh.
like, animal type folks come from. It's part of the Steam Kingdom. I don't think I've ever
No.
seen you before, though.
No.
Weird.
I'm Aliu.
You, I feel like I have seen before.
It wouldn't surprise me. I am from around these parts.
Can't say I recognize every face that comes through here, but I think I would recognize a blue person. We don't get too many blue people unless they're dead, and I don't think you're dead.
I sure hope I'm not.
Not currently choking on anything, right?
Nothing but words.
Oh, we all get that one, though.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. And just looks back towards you, Gryphon.
I'm Ryphon.
Gotta say, it's a little weird to see an elf in these parts.
He like smiles where his fangs can be seen, and if he's only got to hold on to the thing with one hand, he'll take his other hand and just kind of push his hair out of the way to show one of the little teeny tiny horns.
No. Gotta be honest, don't know what you are then.
I'm a tiefling. I just have an elf for a dad.
Oh.
That's why I have an elvish name.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
You're not the first person to think I was an elf or a half elf. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I guess technically you are, aren't you?
Well, yeah, technically I am, but every blood test says tiefling, so...
Yeah, that's always weird. I never understood that.
He kind of just looks like I don't understand it either kind of hand gesture.
Yeah. I am not a geneticist. I am a train driver.
What are these trains? How do you tame such a large metal beast?
Well, I got a set of controls up here. It's less about training the train itself and more about training the rails, if you ask me, though. You actually watch as he has this... It almost looks like a... What's the best way to describe this? It's almost like a multi-sectioned pipe in front of him. And you watch as he bends one end of it, and you can actually see the rail ahead of you all bend in the same shape.
Did anyone... Did it actually suddenly change tone?
Yeah.
Tone?
You
What
kind of...
happened?
You're kind of robotic. Not
Yeah, you sound very metallic.
indecipherably so, but
You're
like
you
speaking
sound
through a metal
like
tube.
a tinny filter is on.
My filter's not on right now. Is it still happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
a tinny filter. You're coming through clear. You just have a tinniness to your voice right now.
Yeah,
That's-
that's fine.
That's weird. Well, we're in the Steam Kingdom. It makes sense.
Eh,
I don't know what could be causing that. I didn't touch anything.
well, you're still understandable, so let's just keep going.
Okay. Anyways. But yeah, you actually watch as he grabs this pipe that's in front of him and bends one end of it, and the actual train track that you guys are riding along conforms and bends in the same shape.
Are these... Is the real man of nanobots or some sort of magnets? Whole bunch of chained sections?
No, it's not. The metal itself has been animated slightly, kind of like how you'd animate a golem. These things are control rods that can tell the individual sections of it to move. Yeah. It's part of how we were able to get this whole situation working underway. It's also part of why, if you look out the back window, you notice that the railway itself is disconnected behind us.
That is definitely not concerning.
Yeah, it's fine. He just continues doing this. So, y'all got any questions? Most of y'all look like you're new to this place.
I have very many, but I cannot. I don't know if I can form many of them at this time.
I mean, you want to shoot one out? Just see if I got an answer for you with your weird list of words.
Um. How do you survive?
Eating, breathing, not crashing. That's about it.
I mean, you got all these fast-moving things. Are they alive? These trains?
And like I said, some of them are. Some of them move by their own will. Others, like this old reliable here, and move by a train conductor, train driver, whatever you want to say.
It's Cobgum. It's kind of like how when we're in the car, I'm the one driving it. I'm pretty well just telling it where to go.
Oh, okay. That I understand that then.
And how do you deal with the whiplash, though?
What whiplash?
Train going. How fast does this thing go?
You're not entirely sure how fast you're currently going. You're currently experiencing that thing where, since your body is inside of a vehicle moving at a speed, you aren't really aware of how fast the vehicle is going.
Alright. Well, we're moving at, however many miles? Oh, wait, hold on. Would this be in miles or in kilometers?
Because I'm American, it's in miles.
Okay. Because we're going however many miles a second, and then we just come to a dead stop rather abruptly, that would create some whiplash just from the sheer momentum of things.
I mean, you gotta understand, this is normal for us. Heck, I'm surprised you don't understand that. We just sort of do it.
Well, I'm used to having my brain rattled around.
Yeah, fair enough. You get used to it for one thing. Another thing is the fact that the inside of these cars are a little protected from such forces. I mean, we engineered them to go this fast. I'd say we're probably going right around... He looks down at the speedometer that he has in front of him. 90 miles an hour right now. Or if you're one of those fancy elvish types, almost 150 kilometers an hour.
I think that is considered very fast.
Yeah, pretty fast.
It's very fast.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty fast. Not the fastest we can go though.
It's faster
This
than
is
the car
Philly.
can go.
Well, your car could actually go faster than that. You just never would get a chance to on city roads.
Yeah, let me out in the country, maybe.
Maybe try the Autobahn.
Yeah, because remember, the Ada cars are like powerful muscle vehicles. They can go real fast.
But Ryphon is used to city driving.
Yes.
You ever like race these babies?
Do we ever race them? Of course we do. What'd be the fun if you have a fast moving thing you don't fucking race it?
Right.
That's part of the learn about not to crash is. We steal each other's tracks, try to make other people fall off their own racetracks, try to get them to lose some ground. It's great. But this baby wouldn't be a racer. Nah. It's currently going about its top speed. In order to be a racer, you got to at least hit 200 kilometers per hour.
Kogum just is stunned at that, even the prospect of going that fast.
Yeah, it's a lot. If y'all interested in the race, and we should have one going on later this week.
Maybe we don't know how long we'll be in town for. If we are, would love to see either one.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I actually think it's a race being held by Castelli.
Oh,
It's like 2 days, something like that. I'm not going to be participating, unfortunately. My racer is still in the shop, trying to fix another rocket engine to it. It's already got 7. I want 8. Gotta get it even.
gotta have that very nice symmetrical look.
Oh no, not symmetry. There are 7 on one side, 8 1 on the other. I want to be able to turn a little bit. Like it's mostly right hand turns, but sometimes they'll hit you with a left hand turn. I gotta have a little left hand turn. Didn't I just let you off?
Fine tune adjustments.
It acts funny.
He goes where he wants, so just he's harmless. Don't worry about him.
Darn ghost duck. Or goose. Are you a duck or a goose?
I think it depends on his mood that day.
Fair enough.
Kind of looks like a
Be go-
mallard right now to me.
Be gone, duck. He just pats it on the head and pushes it through the floor. Just go from just like, what? How you touch it? You also just saw him shove the duck through the floor. It just phased through the floor. Well, that's weird.
Huh.
Alright then. But yeah. Costella it's doing some interesting stuff with the races here lately. Getting their own people run the tracks finally. They usually just make like little robot type stuff, not particularly my jam if you ask me, but interesting.
How often are these
The races?
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually have about 1 a month. Maybe 2. Takes a while to get the carts back up and run, get the railways back up to snuff. So we can't have them too often, unfortunately. But yeah, they happen about once a month, I'd say.
all right.
Huh, that's weird. Oh well.
Hmm?
It's none. Y'all have any other questions? We got a little bit before we get to where we're going. Yeah, at this point you all can look out the side windows and you're actually racing past buildings now. Like these massive brass and steel high-rise buildings. And occasionally like these small either hovering or propelled via rocket or by spinning blade vehicles just race past you. So did y'all have any other question?
I guess just like, do you know anything about the place where we're going?
Costella?
Mm-hmm.
Castele. Yeah, that's a weird word. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, it's like a. They make what's the word for it? What is the word for it? You say they make robots. Robot. Yeah. Anyways, they make robots. I think mostly for like security use, like little automatons and stuff like that.
How secure are we talking?
I don't know, like you don't want to hire like a guard to like keep someone from going through a door, so you buy a robot, put it out the door, punch people who try to go through the door. That type of thing, I guess. Never really had much of a need to look into them myself, but that's sort of the thing they do.
Have you noticed any strange occurrences happening around there?
Again, it's not really a place I visit.
Hmm.
But not really though. I mean, them holding a race, like and putting forth a competitor, is a little weird, but hey, we're not going to complain. Someone holding a race, putting forth the funds for it. We going race.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh, what the? Yeah, that's not good.
What?
Give me a second. Hey, Trey. Hey, you actually watch as he picks up a small handheld, almost looks like a intercom device. Train car 15, your path is going straight at me. Can you divert? Train car 15. 15? That ain't good.
Okay.
Divert.
Can we divert?
I can't. There are rails all around me right now.
Are our
Oh, right there.
badges going off? Or the equipment we have to detect anomalous stuff?
That would actually be Alu's bracelet.
Mm.
Alu, you look down at your bracelet right now. There is currently a small pinging red light blipping on it.
Same dark as like where the train car 15 would be.
It's just showing that there's one near you.
Wow. There's one around.
Y'all
It
should
might
hold
be
on. You can actually see out the left, this would be out the right side windows, as another one of these train cars is currently at a diagonal angle, barreling straight towards your all's car. And that is where we're going to end off for tonight.
Oh boy!
Oh, shit.
Train crash.
Yeah.
We end off at, yes, we're going to be ending off as you watch the side doors of the train car open up and metallic arms start reaching out of it.
Yeah.
Alright, but yep.
That is a major oh shit moment.
Yeah. Alright. But that's it. Hope everyone had a good time.
I can't remember if we do
Yeah.
a closing bit with this campaign, or is that only opening narration?
Only opening narration here.
Okay.
There will occasionally be closing bits, but they will not be a consistent thing.
Basically just when you feel like it or when it fits the story.
It's a story.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
Hope everyone had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to enjoy large hot dog.
I always enjoy a large dog.
And now we're gonna be unfortunate victims of transportation failure.
It might be transportation failure. Might be.
Oh, it's 100% not.
Y'all about to have a bad case of robots on your hand.
It's a good thing I don't cast spells.
Time
I'll-
to smash.
I'll point out you can still cast spells while in this area of effect. Their power is just lessened unless you have specific spell focuses.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good thing I don't cast spells. I'm a paladin.
You do cast spells though.
Yep. The spell of bonk.
I'll give you one
And
bonk and you'll want no more.
And then adding on extra smite pain damage.
I'll give you a bonk with some extra spicy.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty then. Closing spiels.
I got none.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
That's fair.
I guess if nobody has anything, then I'll just do the normal closeout thing, and then we can all fuck off for the night. But yes, if you enjoyed this more modern setting, take on D&D with our Castaboys, you can find us again on this same channel. We try to go for every Thursday, but that doesn't always happen. So check here on Thursdays at or around 7 p.m. And Ash, if you need me to, I can actually call you at 6:30 on Thursdays to remind you.
The issue was not the timing specifically, it was the fact that my head has been swimming.
Fair enough, but yeah, we try to
Slippy.
We try to start at or around 7 p.m. on Thursdays for this. We don't always get it. We're getting better. We do have hiccups, though. Give us a break, folks. We're only human.
We've never done it correctly, so you should never expect it to be right.
Yeah, and the night we do get it right, everybody will just have bad rolls, and it's going to be a bad time.
Yeah.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. And also, if you do enjoy D&D and although kind of want something more classic, like high fantasy, not so much modern setting, you can join us at this same channel on Saturdays at around 8 p.m. EST for our long-going campaign that is now 2 years old, The Scattered Realms.
Yeah,
It's 2 years old, and we're finally getting into the plot.
Yeah. We're real life fantasy there. I definitely, I use magic. I'll defeat you with the power of magic and this gun I made. Both of them.
I'll defeat you with the power of friendship and this Glock.
No friendship needed.
Friendship, love, kindness, overwhelming violence.
What was that last one? Seems like you have a new member.
You heard me.
Gosh, guys, we're doing so well. I mean, overwhelming violence. That's not Brimstone, though. That's Failsy.
That's a lot of the members of the Scattered Realms.
Brimstone, Failsy.
Keta, too, sometimes.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Anyways.
But yes, if you want something more like high fantasy, but with a little bit of the modern and black powder guns, then you can join us Saturdays on this channel at around 8 p.m. EST. And with that one, we usually just go till we finish session. We try to keep it 3 hours or less.
Yeah, I'd say it's more
Alright.
try to keep between 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, somewhere there.
This one I try to keep at 3 hours.
Yee. Well, weekday. Alrighty. So, I think that's it. So, everybody say goodnight.
Good
Night. Bye.
Good night. Sleep tight. Do not let the bed demons bite. Back, bed demon. Bye.
Alrighty. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see y'all hopefully Saturday.